Hey y'all, I hope this video finds you well. I've had a little bit of free time on my hands, as most of you have as well. And I wanted to share a few personal things that I've learned from this experience and just things I've learned over the years. So, starting a business in this time is kind of unsettling. It gives you an unsettling feeling. For me personally, I started my new real estate business, so I kind of wanted to hop on here and let you guys know how I kind of worked everything out before I actually started. So I wanted to talk a little bit about emergency savings, having an emergency fund. So before I even started thinking about real estate or going into that industry or that field, I knew that we needed savings because it's a variable income and I'm not sure when my next paycheck will come. It's always important to have an emergency fund in any type of emergency, whether it be your husband was laid off or you got laid off of your work, or if, sickness is involved. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I kind of took a poll of, if you guys were quarantined for 30 days, who could make it financially? And a lot of you said, yeah, I have 3 to 6 months saved up. But there was a handful of you who are my friends, that I consider my friends, who said, no, I don't have any savings. And so this is kind of what started it. Like, if I know this knowledge, then I want to be able to give it to you. And these are some things that I've learned over the years, reading books, watching other YouTubers, watching other YouTube videos. This kind of inspired me to do this. I kind of wanted this to kind of be a teachable moment because I love to learn and I love to learn from my friends. And so with this, I can't stress enough how important it is to have an emergency fund. Emergency fund is something that you can rely on when you do have variable income and there's not any income coming in. I know right now in the situation we're in the world, if you could stay put for 30 days, think of how you would affect the other people around you. I mean, our kids would thank us, our pets would thank us. So as we're forced to stay home, it brings light to what we've been preparing for. This is when the emergency fund comes in handy. This is when we can rely on what we've prepared ourselves for. Not just I have a variable income. There's a lot of my friends who have variable incomes. People who work in the service industry, the food industry. So servers, bartenders, hairstylists, they have variable income. People who work off commission. I cannot stress it enough how important it is to have an emergency fund. Wouldn't it put you at an ease of mind knowing that you already have, savings in your bank, knowing that you'll be okay? Some of you might not even know where you start. So how do I get started? So what you want to do is you want to look at, you grab your bank statements, look at your past 3 months, look at every single bill that is due each month, write it down, and then look at other expenses that you spend money on as far as food, gas, if you're eating out, restaurants, if you're getting your hair done, your nails done. For guys, it might be going to the gym or going golfing. Any of those extra expenses, look and see how much you're spending on that, and that kind of gives you an average budget. Look at your income and look at your expenses. If your expenses is more than your income, then this is where the budget helps. It's always a helpful tool to look at and see what's coming in and what's going out. So for an emergency fund, you're cutting out all these expenses that are non-essential. So for emergency funds, you want to look and see how much your rent or your mortgage is, how much your electric, water, gas, food, you want to see how much that is, because that's what you're going to need to be able to survive. You can cut out all those non-essential items. So start there and then look and see how much that is, and that could be your first month emergency fund. Some experts say, you'll hear $1,000 and you'll be good for an emergency fund. But for us, that just doesn't work. That's not going to provide for us for a whole month. So we sat down, me and Devin did, we looked at our budget, saw how much a month of spending was for us, and times that by 6. So now we have a 6-month emergency fund. With personal finance, it is personal. It's not a one It's not a one size fits all. You kind of just have to play it by what works for you and your family. One thing that I have learned during this time is that how much we rely so much on grocery stores and restaurants to provide our foods. So that's something that we're having to learn. If you didn't want to go to the grocery store, how are you going to get your food? If you're quarantined, if you can't go anywhere for 30 days, where's your food going to come from? And so for us, we need to learn how to grow our own produce, be able to have something, start canning. I know our family cans a lot, and that would just really come in handy at this time. It's all a learning experience. And so if I can bring some sort of knowledge to your family, and hopefully maybe I can learn something from you. We're all in this together, as everyone's saying. So I'm just trying to do my part and tell you guys what I know. I'm by no means a financial expert, and these are all my opinions. So take this with a grain of salt or take it seriously. It's whatever you decide. But knowing what I know, I could not spread this information of how important it is. If you are looking to create a budget and you need help with it, I love doing this. That's what I'm passionate about. I've actually helped a few family members start a budget, so this is something I really enjoy doing. If this is something that you want to start doing, let me know. I'll help you get started. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you don't like it. I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to be doing all the time, but it's something I am passionate about, and I like to share what I know. And I hope you guys are staying safe, stay healthy, stay home if you can, and let's just love on each other from a distance. All right. So, and cut.